Yo people, what's going on? Back again with another vid. As promised, I said I'll drop one about the other games, drop a quick review, and I'm only gonna cover 3 games. But the other games were like just nothing crazy. I've done a Tottenham one already, so I'll go click the channel and you see that video there. But I'm gonna cover 3 games today because for me these are the probably most important 3. Bar the Man City game, I'm not gonna. We knew they were already title challengers, so I'm not even gonna bother covering that game. They slapped Palace. Could have been more. They're back, silently moving. But I'm covering 3 games, and I'm gonna start with Arsenal and Newcastle. Arsenal 3, Newcastle 0. Now this is a big one for me because Arsenal were looking washed and down and out, looking like they needed a rubber dinghy, armbands, everything. They looked like they were out to sea and they were just struggling. But the last few games they've stepped up and they picked up points. So they're now in the top 10 for the first time in a long time. They're in the top 10. So, and to be fair, out of the games they've won, they've probably been the better team. Out of those games, if we're being real, and probably deserve the points. So that's like Arteta's got them playing. He brought the kids in and the kids have done a job. And it was by accident, let's be real. It wasn't like he paid them because he wanted to. He paid them because he had no choice. He brought Smith Rowe in because there's no Willian. So it was like an accident. It just fell into his lap pretty much. So, and it's worked for him and he stuck to it. And to be fair to him, it's still working. So if it ain't broke, why fix it? And then on the other hand, you've got Newcastle, who are looking nice. And they've got no win in the last 9 games in all competitions. Now, they are a good few points above relegation, but with Fulham turning up, and now they're starting to pick up points and get some good results. West Brom are getting results. Not so much yesterday. They lost, unfortunately, they lost to West Ham. I was hoping they can get a win against West Ham, but it weren't to be. They lost 2-1 in the end, but their performances are definitely better than Newcastle's, if we're being real. Now, my question is Steve Bruce and Newcastle in trouble? Now, everyone knows you can't sack a whole team of players. You can't get rid of a whole team of players. And if we're being real, the players they have in their team are actually not that bad. They have a good squad. I just think the way that Steve Bruce plays football is not suited for the players he has in that team, which is why he's getting nothing out of them up top and nothing in the defence. I think he is set up, the team he likes, the way he likes to play his team is very defensive, boring. Bruce ball is not attractive. It's that Mourinho ball, but worse. It's not even a low block. It's like a low block. And when it's time to counter-attack, there's no one up the pitch because everyone's behind the ball. It's not like he leaves a couple of players up, like Almiron, who's quick, and Callum Wilson up top. He has everyone back behind the ball. So once they go to counter, there's no options up top. And the ball just comes right back. And that's how he plays. And if we're being real, they play worse than Sheffield United. At least Sheffield United have a goal. Like, most of the games they played, they've been unlucky. Like, against us, they played well, It's just, they didn't have the finishing touch, they didn't have the cutting edge, and in the end, that's what cost them the game. You don't put your chances away, don't put them to bed, then you don't get the 3 points, and you potentially end up losing, and that's just happened to them. So I'm thinking Steve Bruce, now is now or never. For me, if by February, March just don't pick up, and I'm only saying March to be nice, if the results don't pick up by March, if Mike Ashley really cares about this club and about the fans that are in uproar, then he's going to get rid of Steve Bruce and bring someone else in to save them. Because we all know the mark to stay up is around 40 points. And at the moment where they're playing, they're not going to hit that tally. And the only good thing is Sheffield United's on 5 points. So they can't overtake them up. West Brom and Fulham, Burnley, they can all pick up form, pick up points, and next thing you know, they're in that rut. So for me, Steve Bruce is now or never. He has to turn it around. I don't know how. He said back to the drawing board, but they've got about 20 drawing boards in their team room. I don't think they have space for any more, so they're gonna have to get the Etch a Sketch out or rub off one of the old boards and start again, because otherwise they'll be done at here. And for me, Newcastle are a big club. It's never where they were, not so much now, but we know they got a history. They got a good club, nice city, nice fans. So Steve Bruce has got to take his thumb out and really step it up and get this team playing, and where they should be in the top 10 at least. Right now they're way off the mark. I will talk about Wolves, but for me right now, Wolves are not in trouble yet. We give it another couple of games. If they're in trouble, then I will talk about them. But for right now, I don't think they're in trouble just yet. Nearly, very close, but just not yet. Next game I'm going to talk about, probably one of the overhyped games of the weekend, which I knew was going to be a snowfest. Red Monday. I knew it was going to be boring, but I said, you know what? The way Man United is playing and the way Liverpool can play, maybe. Might be a draw, but it's going to be some good action, maybe some goals. But silly me thinking that it was dead as hell, 0-0, Anfield. The only thing that's positive, I guess, for Liverpool is they didn't lose and they maintained the unbeaten run at Anfield, I guess. Other than that, oh mate, it was absolute shit. I was like, I stayed up for this. I could have went to sleep, had a nap. I could have done, some housework. I could have done anything. I could have watched the paint dry. I could have cleaned my bike. There's so much stuff I could have done in an hour and a half that I didn't do that I probably should have done. But for me, Man United, to them, it's not really an issue. They went there, they didn't lose. And for them, it's probably a better point for them than it is for Liverpool. Liverpool can't score. They can't hit a barn door. Firmino, for me, he's done. I think Summer, he's gone. I don't think Klopp rates that guy at all. He's not been good at all this season. Every season he gets less and less goals. His hold-up play is shocking. His finishing is even worse. Like, he had so many chances in that game that if Jota wasn't injured, Jota's putting those away. At least two of them, he's putting them away easy. Or at least hitting the target, making the keeper work. But Firmino, for me, he's not a striker, we know that. He's just a false nine. But he's not even holding the ball up for the others to get involved. And they're not on form, Salah and Mane. So where the goal's going to come from? We've got no Jota, Mane and Salah off form. Where's Liverpool getting their goals from? And this is why they haven't scored in how many games. So for me, if they don't pick up soon, they don't get firing, the title race for me will be over for them. So they got this month and probably next month to start picking up points. If they stay on this rut, then they're done. Man City's going to win it. It'll be between Man City and Man United. The two Manchester clubs will be batting out for the title. It will not be Liverpool. Even Leicester will be in there, but definitely not Liverpool. And it's like, the Klopp is like, I think he's probably jinxing it because he's coming out saying stuff, and I think he sometimes just keep quiet, but he's going at refs, he's going at this and this, that and the third. Like, they lost Van Dijk and they thought the season was over. But then you realise the problem is not the defence, it's the attack. So without Jota there, it seems like there's just, and them two are full, Mane and Salah, there ain't no hope. And they've got us coming up. And if Tottenham played this Liverpool team that I've been seeing the last few games, I'm not saying we're going to spank them, but I think our chances will be right up there to take 3 points off them, because this team is shit, if we're being real. They've been shit. And if I see Jordan Henderson and Fabinho in centre-back, if I'm Mourinho, I'm saying you put that ball on them centre midfielders. They're centre midfielders. They don't want to be in the air. They don't want to win battles in the air. They can't header the ball. Challenge them. Make them have to defend. Don't make it easy trying to pass it in front of them and whatever, because that will be easy. Put it in the air, put in crosses. They can't cope. They're not built for that. And then you can punish them easy. But we'll see when that time comes, if Matip's back and whatever else. But if we got them in, then that's going to have to be the motive. Putting balls over the top. Alderweireld has to start that game for me, because he's going to put those balls in, those diagonals, and they can't cope. So we'll see in the next week, Thursday, what happens there. And last game I want to talk about is Leicester and Chelsea. Leicester coming out worthy 2-0 winners, could have been more. But to be honest, I think they took their foot off the gas second half, because they knew Chelsea had nothing. Now, Lampard, for me, and he even said it, his job's out of his control. And it's not that it's out of his control, it's just the performances and the results are taking it out of his hands. If he was getting that team to play, then, and getting the best out of them, then he wouldn't be in a situation like he was doing earlier. But I think the players probably don't trust him, or they're just down tools in it, seems like, because they've just been shit. Werner, Havertz. The only person I see playing is Pulisic and what's his name, Mason Mount. Those are the two players. They're the best players. The goalkeepers like Kappa 2.0, but just a little bit better. So it's like, okay, you just swapped a crappy keeper for a slightly better one, not one that's going to win you a league. You got Thiago Silva. The defence ain't even that bad. Yesterday was shocking. Reece James was poor. Rudiger was not poor. He couldn't really do nothing about the second goal. That was more Reece James, because that was his man. He was supposed to be watching Maddison, but he just let him run in behind him, and good finish from Maddison. Absolute baller, that guy. Underrated. And for me, the way things are going for Lampard right now, and with Havertz and Werner not delivering after spending all that money, and Chelsea they're ruthless. Listen, Roman Abramovich, he loves that club. You can tell he loves that club, because he is just ruthless. He don't care what you do. He's going to sack you if the results are looking shaky. Example, Roberto, what's his name? Di Matteo won the Champions League, and I think he won the FA Cup in 28 games managing the club. They kept him on the next season, and then a few more games later they sacked him. They said, no, these are not the results we want to see. No. We just won the Champions League, we won the FA Cup. No, we want to maintain that form we had then last season, and you're not doing it. Out of the door, in the bin. We don't care what you've done in those 28 games. Thank you for that, but you're out of the door, in the bin. Ruthless. And for me, I thought Lampard would have been sacked ages ago, so I think the fact that he's a club legend has probably given him a little bit longer. But I think he's got this month, and if those results don't pick up, by the end of next month, beginning of Feb, I think he'll be out of the door, absolutely. I'm under no illusion. And if they do keep him on, I'll be shocked, but expect him to be gone at the end of the season. 100%. Either way, he'll be gone. Because I'm not seeing nothing in his performances to say, oh, yeah. They have no identity. You don't know his best 11. He keeps chopping and changing the team mid-game, and chopping and changing his tactics mid-game. He's just clueless. He's doing too much things. He's overthinking it, overplaying it, and it's showing us that the players don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're supposed to play. They don't know what the tactic is. And to be honest, he's looking at dead food, and he's looking done at here. And I don't care. I don't like Chelsea. If he gets sacked, it's not my business, not my club. But and they don't want no one to get sacked. But this is football, man. This is a performance-based business. If you're not performing, then you're getting sacked. It's just that simple. Look at Poch. Champions League final. A few games into the new season, he was out the door by November. And Mourinho coming like the next day. So nothing's promised. And just because they haven't sacked him yet, they're probably behind the scenes trying to find his replacement. And once they find him, they will sack him. And then the replacement will come straight in. So we don't know. But that's all I wanted to talk about, those games there. This is, I said, a quick one, but it's been quite a while. But it's my daughter's birthday, so I'm going to go sort that stuff out for her birthday. Big up to her, turning big 9 years old. So salute to my daughter. You lot, I'll see you probably Friday, depending on the results, midweek, like Liverpool game and Man United game today and whatever else. I might drop on Friday or Saturday. But I will definitely be dropping the, obviously, Tottenham preview. I'm a Tottenham fan, so obviously Tottenham content's coming. Previews and everything. Reviews, player ratings, all that ain't going to stop. Whatever game we're playing in. Even if it's FA Cup, League Cup, apart from the, what is that stupid trophy? The Papa John trophy was doing that. I ain't rating that because they're even the first team players. But anything you see our first team players in, any cup, Europa League, those are coming back February. So Sunday preview for FA Cup against Wickham on Monday, and obviously you're gonna get the review and player ratings most likely on the Tuesday. But you lot stay safe, wear your mask, social distance, like Chelsea were doing yesterday. If you want to learn the social distance, watch the Leicester Chelsea game. But until the next video, you lot stay safe. But I'm out of here. Peace.